Welcome to MBAs Teach Econ. Today we're going to be looking at another one of the most missed questions on the first WPR big exam of the semester. And this question, like the previous question, centers around the problem that the monopolist faces when he or she is trying to maximize profits. So the problem gives you a graph, a picture with a demand curve, a marginal revenue curve, and a marginal cost curve. This is similar to another problem that we solved where the marginal cost curve is horizontal and therefore it's equal to the average total cost curve. So the first question says, what price should this monopolist charge to maximize profits? So remember, when we're trying to solve this problem here, the first question we're asking ourselves is, what's the optimal quantity that the monopolist should produce at? And that's just where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So we can see here, this is where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Draw a line down to 35, and this is our optimal quantity to produce at. When we try to find the optimal price to charge, it's at the same quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost, but we move up along our demand curve to find the price. So we move vertically up to our demand curve. This point right here represents the maximum that a consumer is willing to pay, and this would be our profit maximizing price. And then if we were going to graphically depict profits, we would move horizontally and fill in this space right here. This would be profits for the monopolist. So looking back to our questions, what price should this monopolist charge to maximize profits? They should charge $5.50. We could see right there where that's coming from. And then use the point drawing tool, place a point at the profit maximizing point and quantity combination. So we just did that here, the quantity and the price. And then which of these following statements are true regarding the profit maximizing price charged by the monopolist? So now we're on to the final part of this question. So the price, is it greater than the marginal revenue? Well, yes, it is. It's definitely greater. This price is greater than $5.50 is greater than our marginal revenue line at that quantity, which is just equal to 2. It occurs at the quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Well, that's also true. That's the first step in our profit maximizing problem. It's greater than the marginal cost. That is true. We are profitable, so by definition, we have to be greater than the marginal cost. It occurs where at the quantity where marginal cost equals demand. Well, that's all the way out here, so that we know that can't be the case. So that's not one of them. And then it occurs along the elastic part of the demand curve. And this is a trickier part to this question. If we think back to chapter 5 in our book, and let's say we have a demand curve that looks something like this. This is quantity and this is price. At 4.5 and 4.5, it's a special point. So we know that as we move along this demand curve or down this demand curve, we go from being elastic to inelastic. And elasticity is just the percent change in quantity all over the percent change in price. So how responsive we are to a change in price. So we go from being elastic to inelastic as we move down this curve. The upper part of this curve is elastic, and the lower part of this demand curve, let's put a D here for demand curve, is inelastic. And as we can see here in our original problem, this profit maximizing point is along the elastic part of the demand curve. So E is the fourth correct answer here that applies. So we've reviewed how to draw the picture of a profit maximizing firm for a monopoly.
And until next time, it's been MBAs Teach Econ.